Hi, I'm part of the digital imaging team at Sony. You've had your NEX camera for a few weeks now. There's 4 features that I want to go over to make sure that you're getting the most out of your new camera. First feature is under image size. If you go to image size, you'll see aspect ratio. What that means is the shape of your photograph. Now, if you're going to make conventional photographic prints, 4x6s or 8x12s, you want to be in the 3:2 mode. That gives you the shape for a 4x6. But if you're always looking at your photos on the television, why not set it to the 16:9 mode, which is the same shape as your flat screen TV. The features I want to talk about is under brightness color, and that's ISO. People ask me all the time, what ISO should I use? What does that actually mean? ISO is the sensitivity of the sensor. The higher the number, the more sensitive to light that the sensor has become. The catch is, as you go higher in numbers, you start to pick up noise, especially in the blacks. So a high ISO number will give you the chance to shoot in a dark room, but you also lose some of the color, the saturation, the resolution that you would have at a lower setting. If it was outdoors, nice and bright, landscapes, normal photography, I would use ISO 100 or 200. That'll give you the best color and the best resolution. It was still bright outside, but I was doing things with a bit of action or maybe sports. I would probably set the ISO to 400. That just gives me a little bit more shutter speed to stop that action. Move indoors into a darker gymnasium or an arena or at a wedding inside the church, I'm going to have to turn the ISO up, maybe 800, 1600, 3200, turn the sensitivity up so that you can still make great photos in that darker room. So to wrap it up, 100 or 200 outside on a bright sunny day, 800, 1600, 3200 inside the church, the arena, the gymnasium, to let you still take great photos. The problem is, as you go higher with the number, you start to pick up noise. Now, one feature that's worth looking at is the white balance settings. You find that under brightness color, right below the ISO is the white balance. Now, the white balance sets the camera to the color of the light. Light has different colors depending on the scene. A campfire with that red glow of the fire is different than a bright sunny day. You've got to tell the camera what setting you want to use. So for most people, they use AWB, auto white balance, where the camera sets the white balance itself. It picks the brightest spot, makes it white, and puts everything else in line. Some photographers want more control. They want to set it to daylight on a bright sunny day, or if they're working on a sunny day in the shadow area, they'll set it to the shady house or shadow. That warms it up a bit. The light is blue from the blue sky. On a cloudy day, you use cloudy. There's a setting for incandescent light, those old style light bulbs that were kind of warm and kind of like a candlelight. So there's different white balance settings that you use depending on the color of the light. Most people use auto white balance, let the camera do the work, but you might want to try daylight, shadow, or cloudy as well. The final feature I want to talk about is also under image size. Go to image size and go to quality. Under quality, there's 4 settings. Standard, that's what you normally would use. Or fine, I like that a little bit better, produces a slightly better JPEG, a little more shadow detail, a little more highlight detail, and a little bit more resolution. Now, some people always want to shoot in RAW. That gives you a RAW file that you have to later go into the computer and convert to a JPEG. It allows you to correct any mistakes you might have made with exposure or color balance because you've got that RAW file. So there's a lot of photographers who always want to shoot in the RAW mode. Now, if I was going to an important event, maybe a wedding, I would shoot RAW plus JPEG. It gives me the RAW file that I want, that I can always go back to if I need to, but it gives me a JPEG that I'll probably end up using anyways, and I'll be able to see it right away and be able to transmit and email that photo right away. In the RAW, I've got to reprocess it in the computer, but with the JPEG, it's ready to go. So that wraps up these 4 tips for the NEX. We'll send you another video in a couple of weeks.